Around 1200 BCE, as the Bronze Age reached its twilight, a tide of destruction swept through the eastern Mediterranean. Mighty civilizations like Egypt, the Hittite Empire, Mycenaean Greece, faced an unprecedented crisis. Cities were reduced to smoldering ruins, trade networks collapsed, and centuries of cultural achievements dissolved into chaos. The culprits behind this upheaval were the elusive Sea Peoples, a coalition of seafaring raiders, whose origins, motivations, and ultimate disappearance continue to baffle historians and archaeologists. Who were these ancient marauders, and how did their actions ripple through time to reshape the ancient world? The earliest glimpses of the Sea Peoples come from Egyptian inscriptions carved into stone during the reigns of Pharaoh Meneptah, 1213 to 1203 BCE, and Ramesses III, 1186 to 1155 BCE. At sites like Medinet Habu and Karnak, these records paint a picture of a formidable enemy, arriving in warships, wielding advanced weapons that struck fear into even the most powerful kingdoms. Ramesses III's account of his triumph in the Battle of the Delta, circa 1175 BCE, describes them vividly. They came from the sea in their warships, and none could withstand their arms. This naval prowess set them apart in an era when land-based armies dominated warfare. The Egyptians catalogued several distinct groups within this alliance: the Pelset, Chika, Shekelesh, Danayan, Shesh, Luka, Ikwesh, and Shurdan, among others. These names offer tantalizing clues. The Pelset are widely associated with the Philistines, who later settled in Canaan. The Danayan might connect to the Danawi of Greek epic tradition, while the Luka align with Lycia in southwestern Anatolia. The Shurdan could link to Sardinia, and the Ikwesh to the Achaeans of Greece, yet, these connections remain speculative, as no definitive archaeological or textual evidence pins these groups to specific homelands. Far from a unified nation, the Sea Peoples were likely a patchwork of displaced tribes, united by necessity. The Late Bronze Age was a time of cascading crises. Earthquakes rocked urban centers, prolonged droughts withered crops, and volcanic eruptions, like that of Thera, modern Santorini, may have triggered climate shifts. These disasters disrupted the delicate balance of trade and agriculture that sustained empires. Some scholars propose that the Sea Peoples were refugees from these calamities, uprooted from regions like the Aegean, Anatolia, or the Western Mediterranean, and driven to raid as a means of survival. Their military sophistication hints at more than mere desperation, however. Egyptian reliefs show them equipped with long bronze swords, javelins, and distinctive horned helmets, or feathered headgear, suggesting a warrior culture honed by conflict. Their ships, depicted with high prows and sterns, were agile and built for speed, ideal for hit-and-run attacks. The destruction of Ugarit, a thriving Syrian port, exemplifies their strategy. Clay tablets found in the wreckage, abandoned mid-composition, plead for reinforcements against an imminent seaborne threat. This precision suggests they targeted economic hubs to cripple their enemies' resources. The Sea Peoples' onslaught left a trail of devastation. The Hittite Empire, centered in Anatolia, fell apart as its vassal states were overrun, and its capital Hattusa was torched. In Greece, the Mycenaean palace system, known for its monumental architecture and linear-based script, collapsed, plunging the region into a centuries-long dark age. Cyprus, a key copper supplier, saw its cities like Nkomi razed, disrupting the bronze trade that armed the era's armies. Even Egypt, though it repulsed the invaders, suffered economically and politically, its imperial ambitions curtailed. This wave of destruction didn't merely topple kingdoms, it ended an era. The Bronze Age's interconnected world, reliant on tin from Afghanistan and copper from Cyprus, unraveled. The resulting power vacuum allowed new groups, the Phoenicians, Israelites, and eventually the Iron Age Greeks, to emerge. The Sea Peoples, intentionally or not, were catalysts for a profound historical shift. The question of their origins fuels endless debate. One theory posits the Aegean as their cradle, where the fall of Mycenaean society might have unleashed bands of displaced warriors. Excavations at sites like Tiryns reveal signs of abandonment around this time, possibly linked to internal strife or external pressure. Another hypothesis points to Anatolia, where the disintegration of Hittite control over coastal regions, like Caria and Lycia, could have freed seafaring peoples to roam. A third school looks westward, to islands like Sardinia or Sicily, where bronze figurines of warriors with horned helmets echo Egyptian depictions of the Sherdun and Shekelesh. Recent discoveries deepen the intrigue. The Cape Gelidonia and Uluburun shipwrecks, both from the late 14th century BCE, reveal a vibrant trade network, stretching from Canaan to the Baltic, carrying amber, ivory, and metals. Such routes may have been the Sea Peoples' highways, exploited during their raids. Genetic studies of Philistine cemeteries at Ashkelon, published in 2019, show a spike in southern European ancestry around 1200 BCE, suggesting a migration from Crete, Greece, or Italy. Meanwhile, pollen records from the Levant indicate a severe drought peaking around this period, lending credence to the environmental push factor theory. The Sea Peoples weren't just destroyers, they were also settlers. After their defeat by Ramesses III, some, like the Pelset, established roots in Canaan, blending with local cultures to form the Philistine civilization. Their pottery, with its Aegean-inspired designs, and their adoption of ironworking, hint at a legacy that outlasted their raids. Similarly, the Chukka may have settled along the Levantine coast, influencing maritime traditions that later enriched Phoenician seafaring. Their cultural impact might extend further. Some scholars speculate that tales of their exploits filtered into oral traditions, possibly inspiring myths like the Trojan War, where sea raids and coalition warfare echo the Sea Peoples' modus operandi. While this link is tenuous, it underscores their outsized role in the ancient imagination. The Sea Peoples remain an enigma, their story pieced together from fragmented relics and cryptic texts. Were they a symptom of a dying age, or its executioners? Their fleeting presence, raiding, settling, then fading, mirrors the storms they unleashed, sudden, transformative, and impossible to fully grasp. As new technologies like isotopic analysis and underwater archaeology uncover more evidence, their identity inches into focus. Yet, for now, they linger as ghosts of history, mariners who rode the waves of collapse, altered the course of civilization, and vanished into the depths of time. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on ancient mysteries, spirituality, and self-development.